rogues will be good this time. You never know, right? You never know. This is like, I feel like I play this deck at least once a month. Usually, this is actually funny because usually the person who submits it is Sir Eccles. But this time it's actually coming from Kaito, who has a couple of 5-0s with this deck. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a different take than what we're used to. Yeah, no Death Red Shaman. It's Kaito. Kaito has 2 5-0s with this deck. I think they're in the chat earlier. I don't know if they still are, but some different stuff here. 4 Spell Pierce. That's one thing worth noting. Spell Pierce is great right now. I kind of like that. Just Spell Pierce is just awesome. There's so many decks that have non-creature spells they rely on, like expensive ones too. Fires, Incarnation, Indomitable Creativity, Teferi from the control decks, Wandering Ember, stuff like that. Any of the new cards smell exciting? I don't know if I like the Ninja Kaito. Like, I don't know if that card's better than just playing Zareth San. Not sure yet. Got the mana base. Got the base for this from some Japanese player. Okay, gotcha. Alejo, thank you so much for the 3 months of tier 1. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Thank you for the kind words. So yeah, some different stuff than what we're used to with the rogues list that we played before. Only 2 Thoughtseize main deck, but we have the other 2 in the sideboard. Another interesting new card here is Tetsuko Umezawa, which is kind of a weird one, especially with like the pumping of with Thought-Thief, or, you know, like Enforcer just naturally being a little bit bigger. This one's kind of interesting. I don't know if I actually like this one, but we'll try it out, see how it goes. It's like, you know, make unblockable creature with Kaito, which is kind of cool. Torborg, thank you for the gifted sub. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Appreciate it, Torborg. Thank you. It's very nice of you. 3 main deck Kaitos too. I think we had main deck Scavenger before, I can't remember. And then Zareth San, this is another new one. So it's 4/4 for 5 that has flash, but you can essentially ninjutsu it in for 4 by bouncing an unblocked rogue. And whenever it hits them, you get to put a permanent card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield. Any permanent too. So if you like Thoughtseize a Planeswalker, or counter a Planeswalker with Drown, or mill it with Thieves Guild Enforcer, you can get some pretty sick permanents off of this. Like against Mono Green, you take their Cav or something. It could be pretty good. All good, JS. Have a good. Have fun at the game, buddy. Always nice to see JS in the stream. Make the creature that can't be blocked unblockable. Yeah. Well, it's just weird, right? Because it doesn't actually like get a lot of your creatures in through, or a lot. It doesn't get a lot of your creatures through because they just either naturally have more than 1 power or toughness. Like Thieves Guild gets pumped. Thought Thief gets pumped if you have a second one. So I don't know. It's going to be weird. We'll see how it plays out, but I'm excited for it. Play some green white boats. We could also play like Boggles. I think gets a lot better. All right, Hive. So I don't recall if Phoenix plays Stormcarve, so this might be creativity. Yeah, Phoenix doesn't usually play Basic Mountain either. I feel like this is supposed to be a good matchup. We did draw 3 Fatal Pushes, though, so I don't know. Might not be as good as we think it is. Because Fatal Push is probably my worst card in the matchup. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Like, it's really hard to play Boggles with the new Edict. Although, I don't think that Rakdos is just going to, like, replace any of their current removal spells for the new Edict. Because there's a lot of matchups where the Edict is worse than just, you know, Power Word Kill or something like that. Like, you're not going to cut Dreadbore for it, so I don't know. This is not going well. Picklebolus, thank you for forwarding the gifted sub they got. Appreciate you, Picklebolus. Again, if you got gifted a sub, be sure to thank whoever gifted you in the chat. Thank you again for all the support. Appreciate each and every one of you. Build Xenagos. That is a good point, but I would have... I guess that is a good point. But, I mean, how do I beat a 15/15? Oh, man. Classic. Classic. This is going well. This sure is going well. Yeah, I know, nice draws. Should I Fatal Push my own Thieves Guild Enforcer 4 times? Just push it 4 times. Okay, that's an answer to a 15/15. I don't think I'm going to attack with the Hive. Well, thank you, Pickleballs. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. They have a shark? Oh boy, let me tell you, that shark is dead. That shark is extremely dead. really still for a good position. Really still a good position. Yeah, honestly, like the fact that we drew the Borrower to answer a potential worm is really nice. Especially if they like keep Shark Typhooning. I have, I got that covered for days. You've activated my trap card. Okay, that's good. I'm not going to main phase it, though, I think. Yeah, this is Kaito's list. When they include a meltdown. This is big score. When the score is big. Milling the Xenagos is so unbelievably good for us. Sure, that's fine. Can't do anything about that. One of the biggest scores of all time. And I kind of hope they just put a 15-15 into play. It's kind of funny. They can still, like, big score or put the 15-15 back into their deck somehow and then just re-15-15 me. Okay, I think I'm going to play Fatal Push. No, I'm going to play Thought-Thief first because I have a trillion Fatal Pushes. I don't really care. If they want to, honestly, if they want to fight over a Fatal Push, I'm pretty happy with that. If they don't... Kaito is interesting. I think we attack first. Mill 2. Milled 1 creativity. Yeah, milling over the Xenagos is massive. Because that, like, the reason this is so huge is I can afford to tap out on one, like, specific turn. Because I'm not in fear of dying. They can't kill me in one shot, you know? Negate. Alright, your turn. What's the plan for the challenge this weekend? So Saturday is kind of weird because I'm going to a concert. The concert starts at 6, so I want to leave here around 5, ideally. So I don't really think I'm going to have time. Even if I tried to play the Modern Challenge, I don't think it would be over before 5. So I think I don't want to risk it. And what I'll do is I'll probably just play some League/Cubes. And then I'll try to stream the Pioneer Challenge on Sunday morning, excuse me. I think that's at least the plan. Mox coverage too. Yeah, we can watch some Mox. Maybe I'll do that instead. Maybe we just won't play on Saturday, and I'll just watch the Mox before I go to the concert. No, you're right. I believe it is this weekend. I think you are correct. Yeah, hype for Kane. I want to see Kane win. I mean, surely they've drawn a creativity by now, right? Okay, that's unironically not that bad of a draw, because I could just end of turn it. Driving up to the mountains to camp and watching the Mox coverage. That sounds like a good time. Yeah, that sounds dope. No, Worm only shuffles itself back in. It does not shuffle the whole graveyard. So if they discard Worm, they only get the Worm back. I think... This is weird. I don't know if I should bounce the treasure. Because if I let them resolve this and they just pass with Reflection up, they're just not going to... They're not going to activate it proactively, you know? But it is a lot better for me. Yeah, this is a little greedy, though, because they're just not going to activate the Fable, right? Yeah, this is the issue. What happens when the token dies? Do they still get tokens? Like, if they make a copy of Worm and that gets sacrificed to Reflection, they do get the tokens, right? Let's cast this. Oh, no, it costs 5. No, that's fine. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. It's actually not fine. Never mind, I lied. Because now they can copy in response. Okay. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to bounce the treasure token. Would have been nice last turn. Could have killed the Reflection. So... Now what? So I guess we have to go Petty Theft, Drown, and then push 2 of the tokens. Yeah, it's like my only way out of this. So Petty Theft this. I can only push 1 of the tokens because I have 3 blue mana. And then we'll go to next end step. We'll let the Worm die, and then we can push 1 of the tokens now. Take 10, go to 10. Although, I'm not sure they're going to even attack with all of them. Yep, so Worm dies. They get 3/5/5s. Push 1. Oops. Going too fast. Yeah, I think I was supposed to bounce the treasure. I thought they would just go for it with the Fable, but it was kind of obvious that I had, some interaction, so it understandable that they didn't go for it. Like, I was kind of, playing with my hand face up. Well, not really, but I don't know. Fire Prophecy. I have, like, a spike field. Yeah. So we go to 10, push another worm. Would like one of those fatal pushes back now. I guess I could just animate all. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, alright. Probably Didge. Yeah, I guess I messed up. I should have borrowed the treasure token. I thought they would get greedy and just go for it. But I should have like assumed that they weren't going to do that. Well, I mean, it's like, do you think that they don't go for it there? I don't know. I think there's a chance they just go for it. Okay, they have nothing. That's good. So we can go Fatal Push, cast Borrower, and then try to pressure them while also still holding up the Hall. Bounce Treasure, lost a second creativity in the spot. Yeah, I guess that's also true. Well, I could go drown the 5/5 and just animate the Hive and attack for 6, right? I guess I don't even have to drown now. Yeah, I could just animate the Hive, right? Because they can't block. Could counter this? No, I don't win the race if I counter this, right? I kind of almost do. Because if I counter this and they have nothing left, they take 6, go to 7, and then if they attack, the Hall's lethal. Oh, I'm sorry. I turned sound alerts off last night. I forgot to put them back on. I'll replay them. Hold on. I just turned them back on. Give me a sec. Yeah, I turned them off when I made the announcement, but I forgot to turn them back on. There you go. All you. I think I'm just gonna do this in response and not try to fight over the the impulse. Maybe I'm supposed to just take a hit and then untap to play around like Spell Pierce or something, but oh, they have another Shark Typhoon? Damn. Alright, good beats. Good beats. What's up, Ashiok? I guess we lose now. I didn't think they had a second Shark Typhoon. Kind of rough. And they drew the Sokensan for lethal. Well played. Well played. What's up, Ashiok? Alright, let's get these fatal pushes out of our deck. Please and thank you. Dispute coming in. Gust, Disdainful Stroke. Thoughtseize good. What else are we cutting? I think Scavenger is kind of bad, especially because they have Fiery Impulse. Kind of like everything else. Maybe I can cut 2 Kaitos, because I don't really want to tap a lot of mana on their turn. Like, I kind of want to play more of the flash style game. Cut on Pierces. We'll do 1 Kaito, 1 Pierce. I don't want to cut too many Pierces. Pierce is just so good, especially in the play. I think on the draw I could see cutting a second Pierce, but it's just so good in the play. Is Deathcloud Guy in chat? Deathcloud Guy is always in chat. He never actually left. Okay, we can keep this. I think I am going to just wait. I'm going to curve my creatures and just wait on the Thoughtseize. Because the cards that I want to Thoughtseize are just creativities and payoffs anyways, not removal spells, because their deck just has so many removal spells that it's impossible to fight over all of that stuff. So I'd rather just save this for payoffs. Why is my F4 not working? Sound alerts? What about them? They're great, aren't they? I figured you'd like them. Yeah, killed my creature. That's fine. Okay, so now we can go Thoughtseize, hold up Dispute. Well, how much do I care about this Niv? Then they get to resolve Fable, though. Actually, kind of close. I do have 3 more Thoughtseizes in my deck, but yeah, I probably just can't beat it. It's probably too rough. Why would they... What? Oh, they're playing around Spell Pierce? Okay, I guess that's fair. Well, that's really good for me that they decided to play around Spell Pierce this turn. It's, like, extremely good for me. Just make a 1/1. King Lipton, thank you for the 2 months. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the support. Okay, so I guess they figured out they just couldn't play around Spell Pierce. Cool. Enforcer. which is turned on. You like that. I think I'm just going to go to combat. I think I'll offer the trade of Enforcer for Goblin Shaman token, because them keeping this in play makes their creativities a lot better. So yeah, they don't even block, which makes sense. And then we'll just go draw a card. And then we can threaten to hold up the Hive block on the Fable token. They resolve Niv, they win. Yeah, that's true. Like, I just didn't think, like... I was trying to think if there was a scenario where I, like, either put too much pressure on them, and by the time they cast Niv, they're too far behind on board for it to matter, or if, I guess I'm not animating, because if they just go Fiery Impulse, it's bad, so I'll just let Kaito die. So that was my thought process. What's up, Brando? Alright, we got a song request from Dastin. What do we got? Ooh, a banger. I actually have that one in Clone Hero, too. Alright, in the queue. In the queue. Okay, combat. I'm just not going to play any spells. I'm winning the race, so I can just chill. Yeah, exactly. The true hero of the stream. Alright, no blocks. Cool with this. True. If only I could fly. They're not doing anything. Alright, well, fuck it. I won't do anything either. Attack. You don't want to do anything? Fine. I don't want to do anything either. They're trading? Sure. You got it, man. You got it, brochacho. Your turn. Bounce a token. I don't know. I don't even care about the token. Because I want to say... I'm pretty sure they have Shark Typhoon. That's why I want to save the Borrower. Or that. It's unfortunate. Gotta bounce it now. Yeah, this sucks, because now I can't counter it on the way back down. And if they have a land, they can just cast it again. That sucks. Although... No, yeah, this is bad if they have a land, because it's a 7-8. So I can't even attack with Haul. But I can attack them for 7. We can just go cast Borrower. And then we can fire up the Hive. I owe you a Bolivius. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. They're dead, right? Yeah, I just go attack with both. Oh, no, I can't pick up the 1/1. Shit, I can't pick up the 1/1. If I could pick up the 1/1, they would take 7, go to 2. I get Niv into play. If they cast Horror, I can go Dispute the Horror, hold priority Pierce, and then they take 2. Bounce Horror? How do I bounce Horror, though? Oh, if I pick up the Borrower? So I can just go attack for 5, pick up Borrower, get Niv into play. They play Horror, I go end step. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I gotcha. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because I get to pick up the Borrower, and then I can cast Petty Theft again. That works. Zareth San card's kind of sick, huh? You're here for the Fires list. I knew you would like that one, Duncan. What's this? They had a Rending Volley? God, that is so brutal. So brutal. Because all of their other removal spells don't touch it. There's nothing I can do about it. Alright, fine. God, we had them so dead, too. Their draw was so fucking good. Oh, man. Not much I can do about that, you know? Just like... They just drew so well. I maybe through game 1, I could have potentially bounced the treasure token, but... Their draw just lined up so well this game. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. It's okay. What, recently... we had a modern, like, mono Planeswalker deck that we 5-0'd with. And I think I had one other one, but I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they're all on YouTube. 8-Rack and Pioneer. Yeah, that was when I was, like... This was, like, 2 years ago. It was a long, long time ago. If you go deep into the vault, you can probably find it. Match? Control should be another insane matchup for us. You're just gonna spam that all the time now, aren't you, Italian guy? It's your new favorite thing to use channel points on. You used to be a fat cloud spammer, now you're a John Cena spammer. Just tonight? Okay, I bet. How do the allied fastlands affect Pioneer? They affect Pioneer immensely. Mostly for, like, 3-color aggressive decks. Doesn't even have to be aggressive. Like, 3-color aggressive and or mid-range style decks. Just, 3-color decks in general. Pick up the Fat Cloud Honor. Somebody's got to do it. Alright, there it is. Blue sky. You're excited for Boggles? Kind of excited for Boggles. Sure. Deal. I accept. Do we Zareth San them? Is it any permanent? Did we just get a land? How good of a play is that? It's not bad, right? I'm just trying to think if that's worth it. We can also play, like, Tapland Scavenger, but that's kind of bad if they have a second Wrath. And this screams to me a second Wrath, right? I guess I might mill something, too. It's a good point. And the nice thing about playing Zareth San is if they have a Ritual of Soot... Yeah, I'm just going to go for it, because if they have a Ritual... Wait, no. Whoops, I have to wait till it goes unblocked. If they have a Ritual of Soot, then they can't kill this Zareth San with a Ritual, so... I think I just like getting a land out. It's not the greatest, it's not the best use of Zareth San, but... Got a shock there to represent another 1-drop, maybe. They only have 3 cards. Zareth different from Ninjutsu? Could they just not call it Ninjutsu in the set? So, it's different because you can only pick up rogues and not ninjas. Ninjutsu is an ability that is specifically attached to ninjas and not rogues. So this is like the ninja version of rogues, essentially. Not attacking with Narset, huh? So they obviously have Days Undoing. Well, let's see what else they got. It's funny, if they have a second Narset, I can just Thoughtseize Narset and get it back with Zareth. Ninjutsu lets you pick up anything. Does it? I thought it only let you pick up ninjas. Maybe I'm wrong then. I thought it let you only pick up ninjas. Maybe I'm wrong then. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I guess you're right. So they have a negate. I guess I can play the Thought-Thief main phase to try and hit something off Zareth San. Do you just want to kill Narset, though? I kind of want to attack them and try to hit something spicy off of the mill. I guess it's probably safer to just kill Narset. It's the boring play, though. It's definitely the boring play. But you're probably right. You're probably right. Fine. We'll make the boring good play. Use even Mass Vandal for the Lulz and Ninjas deck. Yeah, that's fair. Well, that one's all creature types, but... Yeah, so I don't really know why they wouldn't just call it Ninjutsu. Because it's essentially the same thing, right? I guess they couldn't call it Ninjutsu because Ninjutsu is any creature, but this is specifically rogues. So I guess that's why? If that makes sense. Yeah, I know, right? I went for the spicy play last time and I lost the match because of it, so... Yeah, that's true. The Legacy Ninjas deck gets to pick up, like, Ornithopter and all that kind of stuff, so... They'll play any 0-drop they can get their hands on. Alright, let's bring in Thoughtseize, Scarabian God. Probably Cling to Dust. Just a good draw spell. Definitely cut Fatal Push. So this is where I get stuck. What else do we want to cut against control? Probably Tetsuko. Nighthawk Scavenger seems mid. What's the last cut? I think a Kaito? Maybe? I kind of like Borrower more because it has Flash. I really just want as many cards as possible that play on my opponent's turn in this matchup. Yeah, and maybe for that reason Scarab God is bad. But, like, what do you want? I guess you want it against Rakdos. Yeah, I guess that's fair. You don't really ever want to tap out for this card. You don't play Stroke? Don't they have Digs? Would you play over Stroke? Would you play Tetsuko? I thought their deck had Dig. They showed us Ritual of Soot, too. I think I'm fine keeping the Strokes. Dig, Ritual. Yeah, I'm going to keep the Strokes. I think they're fine. I don't think Tetsuko is relevant against them at all. I mean, I guess it's relevant for, like, turning on Kaito and Zareth San, but... Yeah, but it's just, like, in this matchup, it's not great. Classic Delver problem. I think you keep these hands, but I could be wrong. Better for Commander 2, since they probably don't want to put Commander Ninjutsu in a standard set. Yeah, that makes sense. That would be kind of a weird type line for a standard legal set. What was the Leyland of Sanctity in the sideboard? You'll have to ask Sodek about that, because I stole Sodek's list. And I'm fairly certain... Well, okay, I got a couple different responses, because I asked Chat about it, and Chat wasn't sure, but I thought it was a meme, but I honestly have no idea. I'm sure Sodek probably has something on Twitter about it. Awkward. Thank you, Kaito. Have a great night, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. Badly do I want to play this Borrower? Not very badly. I'm just going to be patient. Tetsuko's mega sus. Well, it's not like a great card by itself. It's the fact that it enables Kaito and Zareth San so well. That's at least the idea behind playing it. So, like, I agree with you. It doesn't really do anything by itself, but it just enables some of your other, like, powerful synergistic type cards. Well, I'm saying you can curve it into Kaito and draw a card immediately instead of having to make a token with it. So you just get more cards out of it that way, you know? Yes, well, see, here's the thing, right? My argument behind playing more copies of it was that you have so many ways to discard extra copies of the ley lines, so that even if you draw multiple copies, it's fine because you have Fable, Fire Prophecy, Valakut Awakening, and Big Score. So you're not really short on ways to get rid of extra ley lines. And my thinking was that if you determined that leyline is the stone cold nuts in that matchup, just play 4 and get rid of the extra copies when you draw them. That was my thinking. Did I see Frank Carson's article about possible hammer? No, I gotta check that out though. I gotta check that one out. I have a couple ideas for hammer time in Pioneer with the new set. I don't actually know if that matchup is bad. Rona's Vortex. I don't know why they're main phasing this, but okay. Are they casting a Days Undoing? I'm trying to think if I just, like, play 2 creatures and let it resolve. Is that weird? Just, like, play Thought-Thief, play Borrower, let it resolve. I have 4 cards, they have 3. I guess it's bad if they have a counterspell. If they counter the Borrower, then I don't get as much value out of it, because they would have 2 cards to my 4. This is close. It's certainly safer to counter it. Yeah, I should probably just counter it. Take this slow. Like, my hand is good. And if they're doing this, their hand is clearly bad, right? Okay. Attack for Un. And then if they do it again, build another Days Undoing, by the way. If they do that again, then we can just play the Borrower. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so they probably drew that this turn. Oh, are they gonna... Oh, wait, they know I have Borrower, right? No, I guess they don't know that I have Borrower. This is a blowout, though. This is an absolute blowout. Wishing I was dead. I don't know why. Oh, no, I am... Yeah, that's why I'm casting the Borrower. Because the turn's gonna end. That's why I was casting the Borrower. Alright, well, I wish you good luck in all your future endeavors. I should have... Well, no, I couldn't yet. The passage is dead now. Okay, so... Dig, Push, Dispute, Narset, Vortex. I can take 2 of these. We take Narset, Push. I guess that's going to be hard to fight over Dig. Maybe I take Narset, Dig. Yeah, let's take Narset, Dig, I think. It is going to be hard to fight over all their removal, though. But, I mean, that's fine for now. And then we just go attack for 4. They go to 14. And we can maybe even start hauling them next turn. We can play a Borrower this turn as well. Yeah, now they're just on, like, all removal. And we can answer... We can answer the Fatal Push. We can actually maybe answer both of them, especially if they try to go for kicked Vortex, maybe. If I play Borrower now, they just get to dispute it, so I'm not going to do that. And yeah, remember, the Fabled Passage right now is dead. It's a dead draw. We have no basics left. So they're going to try and push the Thought-Thief. What land they played? They played Pathway last turn, so we know they have these 3. That's true. I'm just wondering if I should counter this. Dispute Vortex. 1, 2, 3. If they kick Vortex, I still can't Spell Pierce it. But I think I'd rather have them kick Vortex. And then I could just replay the Thought-Thief if they do that and still play around Dispute. Right? Okay, so they're not going to kick the Vortex now. I'll just pass priority. Wait, no, I got to play my land for the turn. I haven't played a land yet, right? I don't think I did. Okay. Go. Maybe I could have played an untapped land there, so I could play Borrower and pay for Dispute. Do I behave more professional already? That's up for debate, you know. I would like to believe that, but casting Vortex for 1 mana. Well, I can't really do anything about that, so that resolves. And they played Drowned Catacombs, but now they have Island. They have Island Dispute X. They draw another Days Undoing? Ah. Well, that's awkward. Maybe there's a chance they don't dispute this. Summoning our flash creature with mana up seems okay. Yeah, they definitely clearly had another Days Undoing. Wait, they didn't counter that? I guess, is it the same amount of power? Oh, no, they're just dead to the hall now, right? They can't push me. I drew Pierce anyways, but... Cut down Borrower. Hall is still lethal. Okay, I will animate said Hall. And I have Spell Pierce up as well. Maybe they thought we were baiting with Borrower so we could lock Days. Maybe, yeah. That's a good point. I guess they could have also... I should have Thoughtseize first, right? This is dumb. Because now they can dispute me. Yeah, I should have Thoughtseize first. I think about that. We have another Fatal Push. Okay, that's fine. Wait, for some reason I thought they enabled Revolt. It didn't do anything. Oh man, the non-revolted Fatal Push is so good. Because if you cast it fast enough, you can just kind of trick your opponent into thinking that you enabled Revolt without actually enabling, you know? You just have to cast it, like, emphatically and just stare into their eyes, you know? I mean, yeah, that was something, alright. It was definitely something. So I have no black mana and a double black card. Seems a little sus. Saying the Cowboys should try and injure CMC and then doubling down when they get called out for it. Oh no. Are we having these discussions now? Yeah, very true. Borrower with that in paper. What's up, Jess guy? How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm having a great day. Today's been awesome. Outside of mulling to 5 here, but roll with the punches. No, I hadn't thought about that. Well, technically I'm not back until my 2 weeks are up, so technically not until February, either the 3rd or the 4th, whatever that Friday is, but yeah, I didn't want to just, like, I respect the company enough to give them a 2 weeks. You know, I worked there for what? I think I've been there for 7 years now, so. Scavenger always looks so bad in these tempo decks. Yeah, because you never also, like, you really never want to tap out for it. I mean, do I just keep this and hope to draw land? I think I do. I think it's probably better than going to 4. I'm actually going to shock here, too, for holding up Spell Pierce / Fatal Push. Yeah, but you know how it is. The supervisors get to do whatever they want. You know how that is. They can also just, like, take random extended leaves without giving any notice at all. Nobody actually knows. Oddly enough, I'm going to let that resolve. Because I think I need to be able to hold Spell Pierce for Seeka's Chariot. I think that one's harder to beat. I mean, I probably did anyways, but... yeah, exactly. See, not my direct boss, but our department manager is actually based out of, I think, Illinois, and we had a thing in place where you could work from home, but you had to be in the office 5 days out of the month. And he flew every single month from Illinois for like a week, you know, to work in the office for a week, and I was mildly impressed by that. Just like the fact that he did that was very cool. Souls to Deny. Thank you very, very much for the 4 months. I appreciate those kind words. All right, we drew a land, which is good. We have 2 cards. We can maybe still win this game. Do I main phase the Thought-Thief? It would pump my Enforcer. Because I can't counter Boat anyways, right? Like, if I attack and pass and they play Boat, I can't counter it regardless. I just have to hope they don't have Boat. Yeah, we can't really beat Boat. Alright, don't have land Boat, please. I mean, honestly, if we can dodge land Boat, I think we might have a realistic chance of winning this game. If they play Lovestruck, I can just kill it. Ooh, that's really good for us. Less good. Okay, they're going to hold up Mutavault. Interesting. Okay, I don't really think that I want to... If I attack with Enforcer, do you think they block with Mutavault? And if that's the case, do I care? I think that block is honestly fine with me. If they block with Mutavault, I'd be pretty happy with that. I guess unless their last card is a land, then it's not great. Okay. I could Drown, but I want to save the Drown, I think. I want to save the Drown for Pack Leader. They're definitely not trading Pack Leader for Enforcer. Can I drop you a Joel in the chat? Alright, just for you, Duncan. There's the Joel. If anybody else wants to drop Joels, then... Okay, that's fine. You can have that. Travel 180 miles each direction 2 to 3 times a week. Thought this is the new normal. Jeez, that's crazy. So I could Enforcer, trade for Pack Leader, and then drown the Lovestruck Beast. Or I could just eat an Elf. Actually, that's way better. Yeah, eat the Elf. I can just eat Elf, and then kill the Lovestruck and attack for 6. Interesting. I have 2 cards left. Yeah, you know what? I'm just all in, baby. I'm all in. We're racing. Because they can't trigger the Pack Leader, right? If they have a land, they can make this a 2/2. I guess if they have a land, they could attack for 6 and draw a card, but if that's their whole turn, I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, Fat Clouds for Glory Fades. I was gonna say land would be nice, but not a tap land. Okay, if I drown this, am I dead to a land? It's only 7 damage, right? So yeah, we just drown this, attack for 6. Dude, am I gonna win this game after mulling to 4? Or mulling to... Did I mull to 5 or 4? I think we went to 5. I think we were about to go to 4, but we didn't go to 4. Yeah, we went to 5 and kept the 1-lander. What an insane game. I also don't have red mana now, so... Dope. Just realized it's Dono Thursday. Rogues is dope, though. I can't believe I won that game. Alright, let's bring in Aether Gust. Maybe Thoughtseize is good. Ray kills elves, but that's it. I do win these, yeah, that is true. Opponent didn't realize that I actually just win these. Giglio, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that, buddy. Hope you had a good stream. I know, right? Yeah. Well, Rafine's not a rogue, so... This card has to be great in this matchup. I don't know. What does Pierce hit? Pierce hits both Boat and Chariot, which is kind of massive. But outside of that, it doesn't really hit that much else. Maybe I could keep in a couple of copies, like 2. Because it is really nice against Boat and Chariot. I think Kaito is not great against them. They just can pressure it very easily, so I'd rather have max Thoughtseize. And I kind of want to keep Tetsuko because it doesn't die to Stomp. And I don't really think I want anything else anyways. Maybe Scarab God? It's kind of slow, though. I'm just going to do this. I have some ideas for some Esper mid-range decks, like very similar to how they're built in Standard with Rafine, because Rafine is just such a ridiculous card. Yeah, I guess Spell Pierce is decent against Stomp. Maybe not as much on the draw, though. Maybe it's a card I want like a 3rd one on the play. Yeah, I win these. Was it Bergie? Was it Bergie or was it Oh yeah, that was when we were playing that was when we were playing the legendary deck, right? Bard class. Yeah, it was when we were playing Bard class. No, I think the Scarab God is only in there for Rakdos. Roast is better removal spell for creatures and Pioneer. Better than what? Obliterating Bolt? Obliterating Bolt picked up a lot in popularity when green was the best deck, but I kind of agree with you. Now that green has been falling into favor, and you're not seeing Old Growth Trolls as much, maybe it is time to go back to Roast. They really want you to change your mind, Real John, or change their mind. Playing Esper Control, need better post-board threats than the Angel package. I'm assuming you already have Wandering Emperor. What about chat's favorite card of all time? The Rat. The Rat Jam. Classic Pack Ratterino. It's a good 7. I don't know what to put back, though. Kind of want to put back Gust. It's really awkward that I can't cast this on turn 3 with this mana base, though. Yeah, it's one of the cards of all time. I think I'm going to put back Gust, but it's really close. Yeah, so what... I think what I'm going to try and do with the new schedule is... I'm going to try and focus, like, 1 day a week on Standard, so I can kind of get back into the swing of things, and maybe ramp that up as we get closer to San Diego. So I have Fatal Push for Pack Leader. How much do I care about the Akroan War? This is close. I'm gonna take Stormseeker. Might be a mistake, but good for Cali. No, yeah. San Diego, right? You said Cali and I was confused, but yeah, it's San Diego. Okay, that's interesting. Go. So they have Mutavault and the Crone War. Leaving out a Crone War against us is odd. Maybe they figured they could take, like, Thieves Guild Enforcer. But the thing is, by the time they're taking Thieves Guild Enforcer, we're not filling our own graveyard, so they're not going to be able to trigger it, right? But I was thinking they could, like, steal Enforcer and then tap it, use it to crew a boat or something to have itself die, but I think I'm just going to pass. Nah, I'm going to kill the elf. I don't know if that's right, but I'm going to kill the elf. I don't like a Crone War unless I'm taking fatties. Maybe, yeah. That's probably fair. Well, I think the thing that you have to realize with a Crone War, it's less of a oh, they have Chariot. They have another Stormseeker. It's less of a threaten and more of a wrath with Suspend 2. That's the way that I look at it. Like, I want this card in my deck against mono white. You know what I mean? That's the way that I view the card. It's really awkward that I have this Borrower that I now can't cast. Yeah, green red's gonna get a lot better. So this is their last card. If I play Scavenger, I have Sorcery instant land, so to be a... They only have Creature. I guess what I could do is play Scavenger, and then they play a Crone War, and then I just bounce my own Scavenger. How good is that? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Especially good if I draw a blue source, because then I can just go bounce my own Scavenger, hold up Thought Thief, which means that they can't flip this. I can go end step Thought Thief, untap, replay the Scavenger. Petty Theft doesn't bounce your stuff. What are you talking about? They're going to gain control of it. I don't know what you're talking about. This was the whole plan. Oh, I guess they get to haste it, which sucks. Yeah. Okay, not quite as good as I had hoped. I can't let them flip the stupid wolf, so... Would Siphon Insight be good in this deck? I'm just not really that big of a fan of Siphon Insight as a card. We're dead? Alright, we're dead. Man. Rough draws. Draws just did not line up that well. Well, now that they've shown me that they've kept in a Crone War, I kind of want more Spell Pierces. I don't want any Kaitos. Kaitos just so bad against them. Yeah, if they're going to keep in a Crone War, Spell Pierce is great. The classic modern experience. Scurry, thank you for the 5 months. The classic modern experience. Appreciate the 5 months. Did y'all see that Zach Allen at the NRG Champs and Pioneer played Regal Caracal in his sideboard? I think that's what you're referring to, Plumeveil. That was kind of sick. If you called your opponent mean, I probably would too. It's like that time I got triple furied. I lost that game. In case you're wondering. He said sorry. You can't blame them. They are, in fact, the bad guy. See, it's funny you say that, Helldozer, because I actually think it's better for Gruul than it is against Gruul. Because I think Gruul is going to be... The whole point of playing Swords, and this used to be a thing back in Standard, Swords are great with Mana Dorks. And the red-green deck is the most aggressive deck that plays Mana Dorks. So I honestly think that Gruul Boats is like the only place that you even want to play the Sword. Why do I run Tetsuko? So Tetsuko sets up a couple of cool things. It's a creature that you can curve into Kaito and immediately draw cards, and it also enables Zareth San. And the important thing about Tetsuko, similar to Thought Thief, is it has 3 toughness, and Bone Crusher Giant is the most ubiquitous card in Pioneer. Well, thank you, Kemi. I appreciate you saying that. That's very nice of you. Evening Philosopher. Spirits could play like one. It's not really a Spirits type card, though. They don't want to tap out on their turn. Like, the best scenario with Sword is imagine this, right? Turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Sword, turn 3 Equip, right? Now that's asking a lot. You know, it's asking your opponent to not have a Thoughtseize, a Fatal Push, a Bone Crusher, yada yada. But, like, if you do that and get to hit them, you then can just, like, play an extra land, you get to draw an extra card. Like, imagine doing that, attacking them, hitting, like, land 2-drop, and then you just get to play both of the spells off. I don't know. I think it's sick in Gruul Boats. I think I might start with, like, 3 copies. Okay, we can work with this. I think it's, well, for the green-red deck, I think it's more of a main deck card. What do I lead on here? Kind of want to lead on... No, I'm actually going to lead on Enforcer. I want to go Enforcer into Thought Thief and save Thoughtseize for turn 3. Yeah, I don't really care about that. That's fine. That I can live with. Because then they're going to play a 3-3, and then I'm going to get to play this. Ooh, that's actually a really good draw. Malcator, the new Master Splasher thing, playable in Pioneer. I like that card a lot. I don't know exactly where it would go into Pioneer, though. Like, I'm trying to think of a blue-white deck that generates a lot of artifacts. I was thinking about in... I guess it's really difficult in Modern, though, because the turn that you, like, Saga... I was thinking with Saga, you can go, like, make a token with Saga and then activate it or something, but... I could see it. Whoa! That's a Hazoret. I think I will let them have Hazoret. You can have a Hazoret. You think they can beat their own boat? I want to give Hazoret a sword. I want to put their boat into play off of my fucking Zareth San. That's what I want to do. I don't know about you. I guess they can Besage it. Sag. Ah, you fell for my trap. You've activated my trap card. Untap land, untap land, untap land, untap land. Fuck. Next best thing, I guess. We know they have Besage Hazoret. Alright, attack for 6. At a 13, and I guess we just hold up our mana. So I can maybe play Borrower here. Bloodbaron, Underplayed, and Pioneer. You could play that in Esper. That could be a good cyber card for Esper. Although, it's not the best against red-green, which is, I think, the premier aggro deck. Well, that and mono-white. It is good against mono-white, obviously. Yeah, that's why we kept in the Pierces. It hits Boat and Chariot. Doesn't hit that. Okay, I'm going to let that resolve. See what they target. I hope they target this. It would be unreasonably good for me if they target this. Just let me go. Because then I could just bounce in and replay it. They played Besage. We know they have Hazoret. Alright, they stole the Thought-Thief. Sag. Brazen for the Akroan. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to bounce the Thought-Thief, right? I'm not going to bounce the Akroan War. Although... This is actually kind of tough. Bouncing the Akroan War is a lot better if I draw land, right? Because if I bounce the Thought-Thief, if I attack, they probably just double block. And then even if I draw land, I don't get to hit with Zareth San. Yeah, I'm actually just going to bounce the Akroan War. Because it's just incredible if I draw land. So good if I draw an untapped land. Alright, dealer, one time. It's pretty good too. We can live with that. Because now I can just gust the war. Basically by another turn. I can also mill it if they put it on top. I could have maybe offered the trade there. Maybe offering the trade was good. They double block. I don't know, it's close. Okay, that's fine. I don't really care about that. You know they have Hazoret? Do I care about that? I don't think so. Yeah, that's fine. Because I'm just going to trade off the Enforcer and have a 2-turn clock with the Borrower. I'm going to happily make this trade. We do know they have a Hazoret, but we have that covered with Gust, potentially. So we can just let that go. Play Borrower. And then untap land. There we go. Okay, what do we get, though? Do we get Boat? We just get Boat and kill the Stormseeker, right? Yeah, that's... Oh, man. This Zareth San has just been wrecking people. I can also take a Crowan War. Jesus. We get to pick up the Borrower, too, which gives me another bounce next turn. I would like your Sky Sovereign, please. And I would like to defeat your Reckless Stormseeker. Alright, I guess it's your turn. Where'd they go? What happened? Where'd they go? Dude, that was sick. That was so dope. Is that a Twitter moment? That's gotta be a Twitter moment, right? It's gotta be a Twitter moment. My boat. Who's the boat deck now? It is me. I'm the boat deck. It's me. I'm that. I would not be. I would be upset if you unfriended me. What's with the one-landers? Come on. What are we doing? I haven't tried fight rigging in a little bit. I kind of want to. I love that card. All right, we'll go to 6. I haven't thought about it that much lately, though. We could maybe try it with the new set. I'm not sure if there's anything specifically that the new... Oh, well, I saw a tweet earlier today, and it had me thinking. The 3-mana 4/4 toxic creature. It's 3-mana 4/4 trample toxic 1. When it hits them, proliferate. Also, my opponent just played a Slipperhead, by the way. I thought about that in scales, because 3-mana 4/4 trample that proliferates when it hits them is like really hard to block, or like you can, you just trample over and then you get to proliferate. I kind of like that a lot. Also, like, fight rigging with proliferate sounds kind of cool. We're playing against Slivers, chat. In 2023 Pioneer, I did draw 2 Spell Pierces against the Sliver deck. Heck W. Little late's the party there, buddy. I think we have to just Kaito. Yo! Wub, thank you so much for the 5-pack. I really appreciate that. If you got gifted a sub from Wub, be sure to thank them in chat. And if you didn't, please type Joel. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you for the support. Appreciate each and every one of you being here. Thank you a million times over. Way too generous of you. Realm Walker. Realm Walker. Alright, let's go attack first. We're just getting annihilated. Can never ever beat this Sliver deck. Okay. I guess we pass. Could try to ambush the... Probably ambush this one, I think. I was also unaware there was a Sliver deck. You and me both. Well, I guess we're not ambushing anything. So they sent the Gale Wine... This at Kaito, these two at me. So I can just play... Oh, I should play this first, right? So I get 1 extra mill. So play this. Play Thought-Thief. I'm not going to get to eat the Gale Rider, but I can bounce off of it with the 1/3 to protect the Kaito, which is nice. That is good. Just take 5. Go to 12. Yeah, rogues in this economy. This list has actually gone 5-0 twice. Okay, now what? They have 4 cards in the graveyard. This thing counters unless I pay 2. It's a lot of mana. I think I'm just going to hit them for 1. Guess I'm not triggering the mill off Thought-Thief this way. Draw a card. Okay, go. It's gonna be tough. Real John, thank you for the 13 months. Be careful, buddy. Be careful out there. Alright, so I can Petty Theft this in response. They can replay it. But if I don't do it in response, they have a second Diffusion Sliver. Alright, we got a Star Request from Wub. I got you. I definitely got you. A little bit of Anchor. Down. 3-mana 4/4 Toxic 1 proliferate on damage effectively. This Toxic 2 that only needs 1 damage to come across the trigger. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's like the fact that you get to... I think they're all attacking Kaito. Alright, Kaito's dead. The fact that you get to, like, hit them and then proliferate with the scale stuff sounds really dope. I'm pretty interested in doing something like that. How do I win this game? Not really sure. I have to attack first. This doesn't even work, actually. Incredible Gator, thank you so much for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Alright, I have to kill this now, I think. Man, I just, like, can't win this game, huh? Double Diffusion Sliver. Did not help that I drew 2 Spell Pierces against them. Let's not do that next game. You need full rules to make sure, but it sounds like Toxic can stack. In what way? So, like, if you have a creature that has Toxic 1 and you give it Toxic 1, would it have 2 instances of Toxic 1? Okay. When would that come up, though? Like, I'm trying to think of when that would come up. Spell Pierce out. Did they play any white creatures? No, but it kills Diffusion and Gale Rider. I might want to bring in the Rays, even though they don't have white creatures. Maybe just like 2 Rays, call it a day. Dispute, they had Diffusion and Gale Rider. I don't know. I think I'm just going to do this. Toxic is just Poisonous. There's 0 difference between the two. Well, Poisonous didn't have, like, Poisonous X, right? I think they only had... The ability was Poisonous. There was no number, and you only got one poison counter, right? On the play Dispute seems okay. Maybe. I feel like they just don't have enough. This hand's not bad. We get to go kill your 1-drop, or kill your 1 or 2-drop. I think I'm actually going to go Watery Grave untapped here, because I want to be able to kill what if they have a 1-drop. And then this on 2, this on 3, this on 4. Templated a Poisonous 1. Right, but there was just like, they didn't have anything but Poisonous 1, right? Like, they didn't, in the old days, they didn't have Poisonous 2, I think. Yeah, we're still going to play Tetsuko. Poisonous was a state-based effect. Toxic goes in the stack. I think Poisonous... Yeah, I think you're right, though. I think Poisonous was the state-based effect. Toxic does go on the stack. Really? Is Toxic no trigger? I have to get the exact wording on it. I wonder if it's better to play Nighthawk Scavenger here. It's also possible... I was going to say I want to Thought-Thief them, but I already have something in the graveyard to steal with Zareth San. I'm just going to play Scavenger. No, I'm actually going to play Kaito here. I want to draw cards to try and find land 4 for Zareth San. Snake Cult Initiation, Chant Creature. What set is that from? Is that like a super old set? Or, yeah, Future Sight. Well, what I meant to say is when they first came out with Poisonous, which was like, 1995, 96, right? They only had Poisonous 1. Future Sight is when they upgraded it, I think. But before Future Sight, they didn't. Where's the Red-Black Fires deck at? It'll be after this. I got you, though, RMB. I got you. Okay, is it worth getting their Gale Rider Sliver? I think so. You have to take a lot of damage to do it, but I think it's fine. So we go here, pick up this, get back their Gale Rider. Yes, draw a card off Kaito. Maybe you could have made a 1/1 there. But I have a blocker anyways, because this thing is flying. You have Coco here, maybe? We're like, thanks, Brennan, for opening the floodgates on Fires decks. Well, that deck list didn't come from me. It came from Real John, so. What we got? Are we attacking me or Kaito? Me. And I am so dead. I'm so dead. We're just getting thrashed by slivers. Oh, they have a spell post-combat too? Oh, alright. Okay. Ah, nice. Very, very nice. This Rule Fires. I like it a lot. I think it's good. I like the new version with Terror of the Peaks. Stinky Hand. Let's have Spell Pierce and Borrower. Draw Black Source, it's pretty good. I'm gonna ship it, though. Okay, this is much better. Back the stupid Fabled Passage. I don't know why Fabled Passage is in this deck. Yeah, Pioneer Slivers, indeed. Kind of want their deck list now. To Revolt, maybe. I guess maybe it's just for Revolt because there's no digs in this deck. There's no Delve spells. Bird. What if I don't want a bird? Do I Thought-Thief main phase? They're the Yorion version, so they don't actually play what's it called? They don't play Lockdown. Because the Yorion versions have like all the 2-drops and stuff, so they can't play Lockdown. Terror of the Peaks is Brennan's brainchild. That is gross. Yeah, it really is. I saw that Brennan won that RCQ, and I immediately, tried it out myself. The terrors were great. I built it on Arena too, because I already built the Grow Fires deck on Arena, so I just had to craft terrors. But yeah, I built it on Arena too. Deck's super sick. I love it a lot. Counterspell. Well, don't Incarnation me, bro. Please don't Incarnation me. What's the new Vran? I don't think I've seen the new Vran. Don't think I've seen that one. No X button. It should be. I think it should be on the Stream Decker. Let's see if I can find it. Am I overreacting? So the last version of Grillfire's... No, the last version I have on the Stream Decker doesn't have the that card. It's on Brennan's Twitter. I can grab it for you real quick. Consequence for me. Maybe I haven't played it on stream yet then, because I thought I did, but I would have had it on Stream Decker if I did, so I must not have played it on stream yet. Should probably fix that. Dulcimere, huh? They're at 16. So, yeah. I don't think I can possibly win this game. Right on time. I had that last turn, I wouldn't have played the Kaito. Despair. I mean, yeah, once they resolve Incarnation, it's bad, but we just didn't draw one of our 4 spell pierces. Like, if this was in my hand last turn, I think I win this game very easily. We just counter this, attack them for 6, and, keep going, but... You're 1 turn too late. Good. I'm just gonna skip. We can't win. Can't win. Counter on the way back down. Yeah. If they still have 2 things in play, it's just like, the game's over at that point. Once they get the first trigger, it's over. It's all ogre. This gets a lot better post-board, too. I think I've been cutting Scavenger a lot. That might just be a product of the matchups we're playing against, but they have 2 3/3s, and I have no creatures. I don't know about that. They also have more cards in hand than me. Okay, no threats, but I guess Kaito's kind of a threat. Some Hansha. Now that you're in the queue. Yeah, Tetsuko has not been particularly great. That's a card that has not really done a lot. Maybe it's just we haven't really had a draw involving it. Because the idea is that it sets up your other plays. Yeah, you can have that. Screams pet card to me. I mean, it does a couple of cool things, like enabling... like, turn 2 Tetsuko into turn 3 Kaito means you get to plush your Kaito immediately, and then have more loyalty the next turn, as opposed to the play patterns where you go, like, Kaito minus to get a card, and then you up it to 2, but then it just dies to so many different things. And then it's also an, unblockable creature for Zareth San. But past that, it doesn't do a lot. I'm not countering this stuff. Save my counter spells for their 4 drops. Can go Kaito hold up Spell Pierce next turn, which is nice. Yeah, it's definitely not Fallen Shinobi. This would be a lot better if I just had... I guess that kind of counts. This isn't a rogue token, though, right? Tilt. How badly do I need second black? I think I do. And I can just go here. I think I'm just going to make a 1/1 impasse. It'd be so sick if this thing was a rogue, because then I could just get the Zareth San in next turn after piercing them. How strong is that line versus playing a generically strong 2-drop into Kaito anyways? Yeah, I guess you're right. It's like, what's the difference? It's a good point. If they cast Chain, I'm going to pierce it. I just want to be able to draw cards with my Kaito. It's not the best pierce, but they also might have, like... they might have, like, 2 lands, and then you can be able to go... Oh, they don't have a land? Oh, they got greedy and discarded the Sacred Foundry. I see. The greed. Yeah, Hansha's great. This song is so good. The greed. Awkward that I don't have a 3rd blue, because I'd like to go Borrower Hold Up Dispute. I guess there's nothing in the graveyard for me to get back with Zareth anyways. I can get back a land, but... I think that's fine, right? Yeah, that's fine. Stinks if they have Binding, because again, I don't have another blue mana. Not that I could dispute the Binding anyways. Okay, they drew a land. I think I'm still going to cast the Borrower and just hope they don't have, Binding. They very likely could. Oh, they're going to kill the Kaito. I guess that makes sense, too. Now the question is, do we go for Zareth San? We get obliterated if they have a second binding. They're just going to cast it now. Okay, that's fine. Guess we're not going for Zareth San. I'd love to draw land here. Guess that works too. So they have 4 spells. Don't care about this. Don't really care about this. Guess we'll take Fable. Pass. They always have 2 of every card at Yorion deck. Well, not this time. They also just have, like, a shit ton of 1-ofs. Yeah, I'm not going to counter that, because it effectively time walks them. Because I can just counter the, whatever they get next turn. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, this is on top, right? That's why I was confused for a second. Vestige, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so they have these 2 in hand, and the Incarnation on top. Alright, we can untap. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, play Otawara. Hopefully they don't go for the Incarnation, and I can just slam Zareth San. That would be perfect. But we'll see what happens. The attack, I'll just take 3, obviously. Yep, take 3. Alright, preferably they don't cast it. Because then we get to Zareth their Fable back. But obviously if they do cast it, we have the Drown. Or, excuse me, the Dispute. This is so good for me if they brick. Alright, don't draw land, or draw a Triome. Draw a Triome. Let's go. So their hand right now, yes, let's go. So their hand is Deputy, Yorion, and... Their hand is Deputy, Yorion, and Incarnation. This worked out so well for us. 6. I guess if they draw an untapped land, they can actually... yeah, that helps. I should probably play the Enforcer first, right, to see what I mill. And then I can still hold up 2 counterspells. Maybe I mill something better. Okay, did not mill anything better. Get back their Fable. But the Enforcer was a really nice draw, too, because it also mills more cards, which turns on the Drowns. My worry was that if they drew a land, they could have played Incarnation through Dispute, but now they can't do that because I have Drowns. Because we drew the Enforcer. Now they kind of have to go for it, right? It's a better ink, guys. Yeah, this card is pretty powerful. It's a lot of mana and a lot of commitment, but it is very powerful. So we know they have Deputy, but that's fine, because I can just Dispute Deputy, right? I was trying to think of how much I even care about this, but I feel like I can get pretty aggressive here. We just Dispute the Deputy. Go Chapter 2, maybe get rid of the Gust? Probably not. Oh my god, if we draw a removal spell, we get to get back the Deputy, kill the Bindings, and get the Kaito and the Borrower back. Oh my god. I guess we can just do that anyways, right? We have Drown. Do I want to keep the Enforcer? Go Drown, Enforcer, still hold up Gust. Yeah, I kind of just like my hand. Let's go Drown this. This is a beating. Play the Enforcer main phase to see if I mill anything over with for the Zareth San. Like that one. Or that one. Hello? Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, this is going well. Do we get Titan or do we get Kenrith? I think we get Titan. We can blow up the binding. Yeah, this is disgusting. Good god. Destroy this, make a 4/4. Let me go end of turn, post combat, draw a card with Kaito. And I don't know, I guess it's your turn. You may proceed. Was that good? Was that good or unclear? Not today. Not today. Yeah, that was disgusting. That was so gross. Oh man, that one attack with the 3/2 just snowballed for them. That was the turn, huh? That was the turn. That was gross. What's up, Rojo? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, we can even the Goblin Shaman was actually really important too if we got the Kenrith, because we could have the treasure in play to activate any ability of Kenrith. I love to see it. You love to see it. You know, as I've said before, I just appreciate you being here. You know, that's all I can really ever ask for, is you just clicking on the stream, hanging out, joling. I can never ask for more than that, and I appreciate each and every one of you just for being here. Means more to me than you could ever imagine. Yeah, all I really want is just chat to spam Joel all day. Ooh, do we take presents? How bad is it to take presents here? I like it. I don't know if it's the correct pick, but... Can you stop throwing tomatoes at me? I'd greatly appreciate it. Oh, they missed on land? You'd love to see it. Yeah, their hand does nothing now, I agree. I think I'm just going to Kaito here. Kaito, while they don't have blue mana available for, like, Mystical Dispute. Yeah, we could just Kaito. Because they can't really resolve anything threatening next turn. If they want to clear on the Thought-Thief, that's fine. I'll take the 1-for-1 trade, because I still have a Kaito in play. Think of the fresh salsa I can make with them tomatoes. Dude, I miss fresh salsa. I used to make my own salsa. There's nothing like fresh salsa. It's so good. Do you put garlic in your salsa? I don't think a lot of people do, but it's absolutely based. It's pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean disgusting. Alright, what else did you draw? Yeah, you put garlic in everything. Do I care about any of these cards? I honestly think the card I care about the most is Kenrith, and it's also better for my Zareth San. Because then I can steal their Kenrith next turn. Almost made a command to remind you of that one time I went to a GP. That one time, huh? That one time. Alright, don't scoop. Let me Zareth your Kenrith. Please don't scoop. Please don't scoop. Please don't scoop. I'm asking very nicely. Just let me have your Kenrith. It'll be fine. It'll all be fine. Where's our Gamba? There's already a Gamba going. Still have Cowboy Faith? I always do. You think I'm gonna wear this hat and not have Cowboy Faith? What do I look like? This is more damage. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Come on, hit the Titan. Damn it. Alright, I guess I'll take your Kenrith. This is just not right. Dude, I just want to put this card in more decks now. It's so sick. Oh, man. Can we just add Zareth San to every deck? It's so based. Same damage both ways. Is it? Oh, because this pumps the Zareth San? Yeah, I see what you're saying. I gotcha. Yeah, I'm with you. They do get to resolve fires for whatever that's worth, but I can always just bounce it. Ah, they're going to go for that. They're just dead on board, right? 5, 9, 12, bounce this. Yeah, they're dead on board. Alright, alright. They got binding. Yeah, stealing Jesus. Petty theft. When the theft is petty. It's literally theft at this point, you know? Legitimately theft at this point. Alright, 3-2. I feel like I maybe could have played a little bit better to get a 4-1, but it was dope. That league was so much fun. Alright, yet doing more Zareth things. Twitter has to see this. I guess I should have screenshotted the other game, but that would have been better. Yeah, Zareth San was super fun. Zareth San is incredibly based. I was questioning why we were playing 3 copies of that card at first, because it seemed like a lot, but I am no longer questioning the 3 copies of Zareth San. Definitely makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we gotta pay out the believers. Remember when this card used to fucking slap in Standard? I remember. Alright, outcome. Wow, more people voted no. I'm surprised. They didn't believe in the Zareth San. No believers. Well, doing a little bit of an outro here, for those of you watching this on YouTube. Deck was sweet. I like Spell Pierce a lot. Tetsuko was kind of mid. I think the theory behind Tetsuko is good. The fact that it's a 3 toughness creature that kind of enables both Zareth San and Kaito. But I think most of the time you're better off just having, like, a 2-drop that does more things, or maybe just more Thoughtseizes at that point, because you already have Thought-Thief and Thieves Guild Enforcer prior to the Kaito turn. Yeah, that card was kind of mid. I don't know about 3 Scavengers main deck, because there are a lot of matchups where it's not that great. So those cards, I think, could potentially be on the chopping board. More Thoughtseizes. I don't know what other creature I would play. I'd have to look at the rogue pool, but I like 4 Pierce. 3 Zareth was messed up, as you saw. Sideboard was mostly good. Scarab God, I could take or leave. Maybe it could be like a 3rd Gust or a 3rd Stroke. Maybe 4th Dispute. But I had a great time. This is a fun league. Is there a way to fit new Jason here? That
Bye.